Hey YouTube, man, how you guys doing today? It is me again, your favorite Texas trucker. And I'm still sitting here in Sellersburg. You can probably hear it. I got this truck next to me, this Black Knight truck. Driver pulls in and parks, leaves the truck idling, goes inside. We're parked about a quarter mile away from the fucking Loves. This is the biggest Loves I think I've ever been to. And of course, you know, is my habit, I'm parked all the way to the furthest distance I can get away from it. So, you know, it's a good distance, you know, and there's not many people out here in this back lot, which I kind of like. But this guy pulls back here, parks next to me, leaves the truck running, and goes on inside. So you can hear it in the background. But yeah, I was sitting here, you know, and I was just kind of watching the parking lot, you know, and kind of seeing the trucks just moving in and out, you know, and doing their thing, and you know, my data is all used up. I've got 3 gigs of data left for the month. I've still got 3 days. I got to save that for, you know, looking at maps online and you know, other stuff I might actually have to do rather than messing around with social media and all the stuff I really don't have to do, you know. And so I'm trying to conserve my data for the next couple of days, and leaves me pretty much with nothing to do, you know, because that's how I fill most of my spare time is you know, on Facebook with the different groups that I'm in, and Google Plus, and, you know, YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So I don't have any data, and it cuts out a major part of what I do out here to fill empty space, you know. And I took a nap earlier today and, you know, slept as long as I could till the heat woke me up, and went inside and sat inside for a while, met a driver, and spent the you know, a couple hours over there by his truck. You know, we was just shooting the shit, you know, just talking with each other, and he's wanting to become an owner operator also, and so we talked about that quite a bit, you know, and you know, we had a good time, you know. I mean, it was a good conversation, and I enjoyed it. So, you know, I was sitting here, and you know, the family's all at home doing their thing, you know, and you know, I'm over here. It gets you know, quiet out here, other than the noise of these trucks, you know. It gets quiet. And you know, you sit out here, and this is just, you know, if I had a chair, I'd be outside. You know, that's how nice it is out here right now. And you know, there's nobody to share it with, you know. Family's at home, the kids are at home, you know, my friends are all out on the road doing their thing. And you know, there's not really anybody to you know, share this time with, or, you know, talk to, or, you know, kick back and just have a good time with, you know. And it's a lonely life out here, man, you know. And even when you got friends, and, you know, even when things are going good, you know, it's a lonely life out here. And strangely enough, I like it, you know. But it's not for everybody, you know. This isn't the life for everybody. And I'm reminded of that, you know, quite a bit, because I'm constantly, you know, talking to these guys that are coming into the industry, and, you know, and they just don't make it, you know. I was reading an article talking about the driver shortage, and they were talking about how if they would just pay more money, that they would do away with the driver shortage. And certainly money is one of the issues. You know, the payout here, we make decent money, but the payout here is not the best. You know, it certainly hasn't risen with the rest of society, you know, at the same rate. And they argue that, you know, if they would just pay the drivers more, that they could do away completely with this driver shortage. And I'm not sure I agree with that. Yes, it's a factor. And yes, it'll have a positive impact. And by all means, I hope they do. You know, I hope the rates increase. I hope the pay increases. But that's not going to solve it, you know, because there's this factor out here, you know, and it's that loneliness factor, you know. It's that fact that while you're out here, you know, you're by yourself. You don't have companionship. You don't really have very many friends. You sit out here at a lot like this at night, you know, and you just watch. You know, your data runs out, and there's nobody to talk to on Facebook. Your family's busy at home. There's nobody to talk to at home. And it can be a lonely life, man. And that's the part that people can't deal with. That's the part that turns them away, you know. And there's not, you know, for some people, certainly pay is definitely a deciding factor. But, you know, for the most part, pay isn't going to solve the issue, because people just are not going to want to live that type of lifestyle. And, you know, so I don't agree. I don't agree that pay is the way to solve it all. And honestly, I don't know what the answer is, you know, because it takes a special breed of person to be out here day in and day out doing long haul trucking. You know, it takes a completely different type of person. You know, it takes a maverick, a gypsy. You know, it takes that guy that, you know, with the adventurous spirit, you know, that has to see what's over the next horizon, or has to see, you know, where this next road goes, or, you know, the person that's not so caught up on being home all the time, you know. And you know, I've got a wife and I've got 2 kids, you know, but I don't want to be home all the time. This is my life out here. This is what I like, you know. And it's a special breed of person, and we're not breeding that type of person anymore. Our culture is changing, and the attitude of our culture, the attitude of our children, as they are being raised to take over from us and to carry the torch into the next generation, their attitude is different. That adventurous spirit, that gypsy soul, that desire to travel and see and not be held down into any one particular place, is a dying trait. And yeah, pay is definitely a deciding factor. I mean, it is a important factor, not necessarily the deciding factor. It is a deciding factor, but it is not the deciding factor. I don't know how to find the people that have that spirit, you know. They say most over-the-road truck drivers, from the time they start school, don't last 6 months. And I believe it, you know. I've seen a lot of them fall out and fail. You know, I grew up in an era that was completely different than what we're in today. You know, I grew up in an era where, you know, we explored and we took chances, you know, and, you know, we went out and we had a good time, and we know we played cowboys and Indians and cops and robbers and hide and seek, you know, and we went and explored the neighborhood, and, you know, and got into trouble. And you know, and this generation's different. This generation rarely leaves the couch. You know, this generation's idea of exploration is on Xbox and PlayStation. You know, their idea of social interaction is Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and whatever hell else is out there. You know, the culture is different. You know, and when I was growing up, you had to work for gratification. You had to, you know, search for gratification. You had to take pleasure in the things that you found and the things that you saw, and you know, and it created an environment where, you know, I was raised into a person that wanted to always challenge the next horizon. But kids today have instant gratification, you know. I mean, everything is done on computer, everything is done at home. They don't have to go out and explore anything. Everything is a virtual world, a virtual society, a virtual everything, you know. And they don't want to be away from that, you know. They don't want to be out here in this real world, exploring and meeting new people and seeing new things. They just want the next download, you know, or the next update to whatever game it is they're playing. The next, you know, the next computerized simulated reality. And honestly, I think that maybe that's why we're finding this breed of person that grows up and becomes a truck driver. I think maybe that's why we're finding that fall away and fade. And maybe that's why the attitude of the drivers that are coming out today is an attitude that older truck drivers find offensive. Something to think about, you know. Just a thought that I had while I was sitting here. It's a lonely life out here. And we're not creating a generation of people that are equipped to deal with a lonely life out here, you know. Anyway, drop your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And I'll get this uploaded here as soon as I can. Sorry about the lighting. You know, it's dark. This light up here is creating a glare, but without the light, you know, you can't really see shit. See? Yeah. We're in darkness now. You can't see shit. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Get up in the morning, go take a shower, get the student out there, and get him tested out. Hopefully we'll get him in his own truck tomorrow. All right, y'all take care, and peace out.